Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Quick look here again at Pendle. This is a coin that I get a lot of requests from. I believe one of our community members, Master Sword. Thank you so much for the request and also just being an awesome part of our community. I do want to say thank you for that. Quick congrats to our community members before we get started. Nice Dogecoin profits last night and Blue Zell, 24% and 20% in roughly 10 hours or less. Those are just simple 5x leverage trades, folks. We're not getting crazy with leverage. Right now the market is very, very nonsensical, and it's important to make sure that you maintain your portfolio effectively without leveraging too much, because it can really get nonsensical if you get too out of hand, right? Anyways, low leverage, low position size. I'm firmly believe that that's a very important thing of being a good trader. All right, so let's quickly look at the liquidation level. So if you are new to the channel, don't forget to comment, like, and follow. Of course, deeply appreciate that. But what I want to get at here is we always look at liquidation levels first to get kind of a foundation of understanding where heavy amounts of longs or shorts are hedged. Okay, right now we got a ton of shorts right there at about 766 and a decent amount of longs at about 540/$5 even. So 540 and or 760 are those areas of short and long liquidation. So 760, a lot of liquidation here, and roughly down about, what was it? That's terrible memory, 540, okay. 540 is this guy right here. So which is closer? Can you see which one's closer? Is this one possibly a little closer here? Yeah, I think so. What that basically just implies is that there's more propensity for the price to go up again than it is to go down, because there's probably likely just going to be one more liquidity sweep to destroy all those shorts. Keep in mind, there was a lot of selling pressure that just occurred here a moment ago, so that could actually be that could have already happened, so to speak. Because look at this volume, it's tons and tons of selling pressure. So recognize that is a possibility, but the bottom line here is that looking at the liquidation levels is just a good thing to kind of be in the habit of doing. So with the Pendle, what I want to talk about here is on the daily time frame, we typically always look at simple moving averages first. We're sending concurrent with the 20-day SMA here effectively, or just maintaining that average. So this trend line is holding, looking pretty solid. As long as we remain above that trend line, we should be in good shape to see the price continue higher. We can also identify here that we're over 70 on the RSI, money flow index is high, stochastic RSI is swinging upwards. You rarely see this right now, because a lot of coins are not continuously taken off like this one has. However, back in January, February, we saw this a lot. And really it's a continuation pattern. It's letting us know that with us having all these significant uptrend scenarios here, it's more likely to stick around, because when you're over 70 on the RSI, until it comes back down, it's generally just considered to be a buy signal and not necessarily something you want to sell into. Now, that can change momentum, of course, or more so when you look at smaller time frames, we can see momentum shifts. We are seeing two pretty glaringly obvious ones. Stochastic RSI, first of all, overextended, coming back down. Money flow index, RSI, everything kind of tapering off. We can also see MACDs diverging. Okay, so these are all common characteristics of a coin that wants to pull back and retrace. Now, a lot of that's happening because we just saw the price action pull back a moment ago. Okay, so that's mainly the reason we're seeing that. But the key takeaway here is that we're still above all moving averages, and there's no reason to consider shorting this coin right now. Okay, so even if you have bearish divergences on smaller time frames, it doesn't necessarily imply that you just short like crazy. It might imply that you want to consider taking profit. That's a consideration, of course, if you're in a long position. But for right now, we have still maintaining a decent amount of volume here. Money flow is still fairly high, and there's really very little reason to consider shorting. Okay, actually no reason to consider shorting. It's a terrible idea. Don't do it. Okay, I don't care if you short at the top here. These shorts here, they consistently get liquidated because they get greedy. Okay, so again, if you do end up shorting, I'm not saying it's a bad idea. It's just you're statistically less likely to find success. If you do end up shorting, just again use a small position size, use low leverage, use responsibility, and make sure that you're not just being a crazy nut job. Okay, because the truth is this coin is massively overextended. I mean, look at this here. This run came up to a 9, consolidated, got a reset. Came up to another 9, consolidated, got a reset, and now we're coming back down. Now, if we do take a look at, actually, hold on, let's go back to the hourly. We take a look at some recent resistances. We can see that they're kind of all over the place. We've got different highs all over the place. So it's really hard to draw like specific trend lines to identify where they're at. But what we could do here is identify some smaller time frame fibs. So what I want to get at here, first of all, before we go any further, in the most recent past, we kind of zoom out a little bit. I just want to discuss this really quick and move on. The amount of volume that's point of control here at 6 656, that's going to be a strong support for us. So the price continues to come lower, likely we're going to get a pivot off that level, or we're going to need a lot of volume to get through that. Basically, the bottom line here is everyone feels like ever since we've entered this range, roughly the beginning of the month, the last 7 days, we can see the price action hanging out here at 657. That's where people feel like it's a good value. Okay, so until we close below that, we have no reason to presume that that's not going to work as a support. It is a support. 650 as a round number, upwards of 675 is that support range. Okay. Now I'd like to preface that just so you understand, so I can go ahead and draw out some new fibs here, and we can get just some better perspective on retracement levels. This 0.618 is a common Fibonacci retracement level. It's right there too. Okay. So we're in pretty solid shape here to see either a bounce or a pivot off that 660, 650 mark if it comes down that low. Okay. If it does, that would be a solid consideration for a long based on the overall momentum we see in this coin. If you're considering a short, I would say take profits at or before that level, because that is essentially an area of support, which is not a great sign if you're considering a short position. Okay. So again, just some things to kind of think about. Is this an exact science? No, it never is. But it's definitely something that can be very beneficial if you understand it. Okay. So long story short here, Pendle looks very strong. There's no other way around it. All right. So again, if you want to become a better trader, I recommend jumping on over to cryptocash.tech. That's the website where you can register. We got a lot of new members. There are limits on spots available here this month. We've got a few left available. And again, just keep in mind you'd have access to my trading signals, trading community, and academy. And I deeply appreciate everybody just being an awesome part of my life here. Check this out, folks. It's a lot of fun. Have some fun with the community. Everyone's really cool. Appreciate you nonetheless. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Take care of yourself.